Okay guys, so here's the thing. I tried to record this before, and I tried to smash out as many answering questions as I possibly could, but it turned out that since I don't have a phone, I can't activate my YouTube account. Because I can't activate my YouTube account, I'm not allowed to upload videos that are longer than 15 minutes. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna have to do everything all over again because my editing software for videos is a piece of shit. Hey. So anyway, with that out of the way, I am gonna try and do this as best as I can with the time limit that I've been given. So, enjoy, I suppose. And so the first question is from Nyan the Cat Pony. They have 3 questions, and that is perfectly alright, but I'm probably going to have to speed up my audio so then I can fit it within the time limit. How did you come up with your main OC? By main OC, I'm assuming that you're referring to my persona, or fursona, or whatever the hell it's supposed to be called nowadays. Well, I came up with them a really long time ago, actually. Now, I would say that I came up with them because of sketch foo purposes, because when I had to make my, username and blah blah blah, but in full honesty, I made them up, when I was younger. They weren't the first OC that I ever made. The first OC that I ever made was basically a gender-bent Sonic, but, my fursona, I made her when I was about... I don't know, it was ages ago. I was really little. And I was watching an episode of Sonic X, actually, back when it used to show on television in Australia. They took it away, it was so sad. Anyway, I'm back on track. I made them up because I wanted to. Like most characters that I make in fandoms that represent myself, I go, what would I look like in this particular universe? And so the first drawing that I ever did of them was so bad. But I suppose you've got to start somewhere, right? So, I made them, and I made them how I felt at the time, and I made them how I felt inside. I tried to have all the things that I liked, so flowers and the colour yellow and purple. Those are my favourite colours, still kind of are actually. And because my creativity skills were that of a 3-year-old, even though I was probably about in year 7 or so, I was basically using Sonic as a template and giving them boobs and clothes. And that was them. That was them for a long while, actually, because I just completely forgot about them. I didn't use them very much because I was too busy making other characters and too busy playing around with them. And so I had this thing to represent myself in the Sonic world for a while. I went looking for the character that I drew, like the original drawing, but I must have accidentally thrown them out, so I had to try and redraw it, which you're probably seeing right now up on the screen. Yeah, when I came into the Sketchfoo website, that was when I started to actually develop the character that I had made to be myself. I took one look at the old character and went, that's not me. That's not me at all. And so I basically decided to go, you know what, let's make it simple, let's make it nice and easy. I'm going to make it myself as a hedgehog, so brown hair, blue eyes, pale skin, freckles. Good to go. Had to give them clothes because hedgehogs wear clothes. And I was stuck there for a little while, but I wasn't as stuck on how to make my character as I was on trying to get a username. My goodness, that site was impossible to get an original username for. Because Sonic Shadow Fan is so original. And so, making this character, this thing to represent myself for, I got the username, which basically represents myself, and then just put them together. And the best way that I could think of that at the time was to make myself into a hedgehog and then give me Sonic merchandise. So a Sonic the Hedgehog hoodie and Shadow the Hedgehog pants. And I didn't actually give that character shoes. I think they wore some kind of boots, but I never drew them, like, from the knees down. You never saw in any of the images that I drew of them. So, to represent them again, I drew them again in my little chibi art style, which you will be able to see on the screen. And I gave them shoes. I gave them shoes. And they evolved a little bit as I evolved, because purple is a brilliant colour, purple is a great colour, and I thought to try and stop my character from looking so boring, because they're so boring, I put streaks in their hair. Because once again, original ideas, I'm full of them. And then that was their official design. That was how I made them look for just about ever. That was even how they started out looking when I begun my new Deviantart channel, which has been going on for 2 years now. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much about that, helping me out and stuff. It's great. It's awesome. But the way that I got them to be how they are now was, sadly enough, Sonic Boom. As you can tell from, like, the bandages and the scarf, I took inspiration from Sonic's design in Sonic Boom, and once again, me being me, went, I wonder what my character would look like in that universe. And that's what I drew. But for a long while, they were kind of missing something. I couldn't quite figure out what that was, until, funnily enough, I put them aside and started drawing creepypastas again, and I was drawing my design of Jeff back then, which had a giant swirly sort of hair cow flick lick thing, and it kind of worked, and I'm like, I wonder what it would look like on my character. I tried it worked, and it stuck. And then I found out the disappointment that Sonic Boom is. It's such a bad game. The TV series is mediocre at best. I suppose I would watch it if there's nothing else on, but Sonic Boom's bad. Moving on. I liked the design that I gave my character far too much for me to just scrap it because of how bad Sonic Boom was. So I kept them, and it grew on me, and eventually they became the official design for my character. And that's how I came up with my main OC, my persona. Hard work and many, many years of drawing fan art, which started off with a stupid little base sketch. Like, it started off as a Sonic recolor, so I hope that none of you guys ever make fun of people who do recolors, because the more that they develop as an artist, the more that their characters will develop. And if they like that particular character enough, they'll eventually evolve that character into something great. Unless you're me and you make fucking Tranquil. Because Mary Sue characters. Oh, he's such a Mary Sue. I'm disappointed in myself. By the looks of it, I might have time for a few more questions. Just really quick, I might be able to answer the last 2 questions. Who are your real life and internet best friends? I am not going to say, because my real life friends don't want to have their names or faces put up onto the internet, and out of my internet best friends, you know who you already are. And if you don't, then I'll be sure to remind you constantly, because that's the kind of person that I am. I don't want to try and single anyone out, and I don't want to make anyone feel bad in case I forget to say them. So I'm not going to be saying who my real life or internet best friends are, because if you're one of them, you already know. And what's your favourite colour of the alphabet? Mine's 42 with a side of chocolate. Ooh, that's a tricky question. I might have to save it for when I've got more time to think about it. Oh, I know. axolotl 7 with violet sprinkles. So that does it for now, and I'll answer more questions when I can.